Hi everyone, welcome back to Kids Corner. We're so happy you're joining us today. Thanks to everyone who called me or found me to say your verse to me or called Mrs. Ledestri. We're going to keep going with memorizing a verse every month. And so we're going to start a new one for the month of October. And just remember, if you know me and you know my phone number, you can call me and say your verse to me on the phone, or you can look up First Baptist Church of Waterford, Connecticut, and you can leave a message with our secretary, Mrs. Ledestri, or you can call her and tell her your verse over the phone. But make sure we have your contact information because I'm keeping track of everybody who's memorizing, and I'm going to have something for you. All right, so our new verse. Can everybody see it? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3, verse 5. We'll say it again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3, verse 5. So that's our new verse for October. All right, so last week we talked about David and Goliath and how Goliath was this big, huge Philistine. And David was this tiny boy. He didn't even fit in the armor, remember? And he threw a stone at Goliath from his slingshot and knocked him down and killed him. So we're going to learn more about David and some of the scripture that's in the Bible. A lot of it David wrote, especially in the book of Psalms. And we're going to learn about that today. So our story is called The Good Shepherd. And it's taken from Psalms 51, 2 Samuel chapter 7, and we're going to learn a little bit about Psalm 23, which is one of the most popular psalms that David wrote. David was a shepherd, but when God looked at him, he saw a king. Sure enough, when David grew up, that's just what he became. And David was a great king. He had a heart like God's heart, full of love. Now that didn't mean he was perfect, because he did some terrible things. He even murdered a man. No, David made a big mess of his life, but God can take even the biggest mess and make it work in his plan. I need a new heart, Lord, David prayed, because mine is full of sin. Make me clean inside. God heard David's prayer. He forgave David, and he made David a promise. I will make you great, David, and one day a king will be born into your family, and he will heal the whole world. Did you know that David was a songwriter too? In fact, his songs were so good, they might have been in the top 40 charts, if they'd been invented then. David's songs are like prayers. They are called psalms, and this one is called the Song of the Shepherd. It's probably number 1 on the psalm charts, and it goes like this. All right, so before I read it to you, I'm going to show you the picture. Here's David. You see him there with his sheep because he was a shepherd, and he's got his harp. God is my shepherd, and I am his little lamb. He feeds me. He guides me. He looks after me. I have everything I need. Inside, my heart is very quiet as lying still in soft green grass in a meadow by a little stream. Even when I walk through the dark, scary, lonely places, I won't be afraid, because my shepherd knows where I am. He is here with me. He keeps me safe. He rescues me. He makes me strong and brave. I'm going to show you the pictures. Just some sheep. See them all there? He is getting wonderful things ready for me, especially for me. Everything I ever dreamed of. He fills my heart so full of happiness. I can't hold it all inside. Wherever I go, I know God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever. Love will go too. God gave David that song to sing to his people so they could know that he loved them and would always look after them, like a shepherd loves his sheep. And one day, God was going to do something that would inspire thousands upon thousands of new songs. God was going to show his people once and for all just how much he loved them. Another shepherd was coming, a greater shepherd. He would be called the Good Shepherd, and this shepherd was going to lead all of God's lambs back to the place where they had always belonged, close to God's heart. Now remember, every story in the Jesus Storybook Bible points back to Jesus, and that's where we pointed back. Jesus is the Good Shepherd. I'm going to show you the picture. There's David hugging one of his lambs. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Psalm 23 and more about David. I look forward to being back with you next week. Before we go, let's do the verse one more time. Ready? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3, verse 5. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.